Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Washed Up Squad. Just about everyone loses their cool occasionally. That's especially true for professional athletes who are some of the most competitive human beings on the planet. Though the NBA doesn't feature nearly as much violent contact as the NFL, basketball is a physically demanding game that involves a lot of banging bodies and clashing egos at the professional level. That's a formula for drawing out some pretty terrifying displays of anger. Brace yourselves, everyone, as we dive into the untold moments of NBA players losing their cool. Scottie Pippen. During a Chicago Bulls game against the San Antonio Spurs, Pippen tried twice to get a 3-second violation called against the Spurs. Referee Joey Crawford didn't like it and gave Pippen a technical foul. Pippen went crazy, so Crawford threw him out of the game. Pippen, now even more furious, grabbed a chair from the Bulls bench and threw it across the court in frustration. He kicked things in his way as he walked out towards the locker room. Pippen was suspended 1 game and fined $6,000 by the NBA. Dennis Rodman. During a Bulls game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Rodman tripped over cameraman Eugene Amos while trying to get a loose ball out of bounds. Rodman proceeded to kick Amos in the groin with all the force he had. Rodman was suspended for 11 games and fined $25,000 by the NBA. Rodman also paid Amos, who had to be taken away on a stretcher, a $200,000 settlement. Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony. 76ers star Joel Embiid and Timberwolves big man Karl Anthony Towns have a history of butting heads, and that history boiled over in the second half of a Philadelphia blowout of Minnesota. After getting tangled up under the basket, Embiid shoved Towns and Towns threw a punch that missed. They fell to the floor, and Embiid's teammate, Ben Simmons, ran in to hold down Towns before the fight was broken up. Both Embiid and Towns were ejected. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard has never been afraid to mix it up, but in this case, it seemed he wanted to take on the entire Magic roster. Luckily, he had teammate Jared Dudley there to back him up. After a foul on Howard under the basket, Howard threw a couple sly elbows, and Michael Carter-Williams retaliated with a shove. That's when Dudley rushed in with a forearm shove of his own. Dudley and the Magic Wes Iwundu were both ejected from the game. Serge Ibaka and Marquese Chriss. The NBA suspended Toronto Raptors center Serge Ibaka for 3 games and Cleveland Cavaliers forward Marquese Chriss for 1 game, following their scuffle in the Cavs' 126-101 win Monday. According to Shams Charania of Stadium and The Athletic, Ibaka and Chriss were fighting for a position on a full-court inbounds heave late in the third quarter. After the ball went out of bounds, the two appeared to exchange words before Ibaka grabbed Chriss around the throat and pushed him into the basket stanchion. The two players briefly jostled and each threw a punch at one another before a referee and teammates stepped in to break up the encounter. Jason Smith. In a game between the New Orleans Hornets and Los Angeles Clippers, Griffin, one of the game's most spectacular dunkers, caught a pass near the top of the three-point line and was sprinting towards the rim with 4:06 left in the fourth quarter. He never got airborne. Smith lowered his shoulder into Griffin, sending the Clippers star sprawling. Griffin remained down for about 30 seconds, then was clearly groggy when he got to his feet. Smith walked through a courtside seating area to avoid 3 Clippers who confronted him moments after the hit, then raised his arm to acknowledge cheers from the crowd. Kermit Washington. On the night of December 9, 1977, the Houston Rocket forward had suffered a fractured skull, broken jaw, broken nose, other facial injuries, and leakage of spinal fluid when he was struck by the fist of Laker forward Kermit Washington. When the swelling subsided, surgery was performed to reconstruct his face. Tomjanovich eventually recovered and played for 3 more seasons before he retired in 1981. Washington, after being fined $10,000 and suspended 60 days by the National Basketball Association, also resumed his career and became an All-Star. A back injury forced his retirement in 1982. Elfrid Payton. The Grizzlies' Jay Crowder, with his team blowing out the Knicks, stole an inbound pass and went to put up a 3-pointer. The Knicks' Elfrid Payton took exception to Crowder showing up his team, shoved him to the ground with a hard forearm. Both teams got into a scuffle, with the Knicks' Julius Randle and Marcus Morris jumping into the fray, along with the Grizzlies' Jonas Valanciunas. Payton, Crowder, and Morris were all ejected. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.